Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of City Skylines. Working back again in our Mount Ozne project. Between episodes, I went on the workshop and I tried to find some more fitting commercial buildings that you'll see me placing down now. If you remember last time, our citizens were demanding some commercial, so I had put down some temporary buildings. Vanilla buildings that didn't look too great, so I went on the workshop and I got these nice little old-timey kind of European looking style buildings. I don't really want to make this a European style map. I'm trying to aim more for just like old, but a lot of the old looking stuff tends to be European, because a lot of the Asian stuff on the workshop is very modern. And same with the American style stuff, it's very modern. But anyway, you see me now. This is an episode of parking lots, lots of parking lots. Obviously the one behind the commercial buildings I just put is there to service the commercial buildings, but these red brick roads that I have, they don't support, you can't park your car on them. They're too narrow. So I have to supply the residential areas with these little parking lots behind, which I think kind of makes sense. Oh, here we go. I'm putting down more, setting up, redoing this commercial area. But the parking lots, I feel like in this setting they make sense, because if there's a really old town, these tiny little buildings, and they don't want to destroy too much of anything to modernize. So they just sneak these little parking lots behind houses where they can. So I think it kind of works. The other thing I did is I went on the workshop and I downloaded these, the services. So before I had the vanilla services just to kind of like fill them in. I think I actually had a modded police station. But anyway, I found these like a fire station, a clinic, that's the police station, that just kind of fit in with the theme a little bit more. Some of them don't look too great, so I might go back and change them. But they're better than they were before, so they're good for now. And I even found a crematorium that we just placed that looked like a church, to further enhance the kind of religious identity of this town. So I just placed down the high school there. Again, fits pretty well. And at this point I noticed that we were starting to demand a lot more jobs. People needed jobs. You'll see, I don't know if you can see it from right here actually, but the industry demand is really high. And obviously in a really old town, there's not gonna be a lot of like factories or whatever, because there weren't factories thousands of years ago. So I was trying to make it so a more industrial area kind of sat off the highway a little bit, so they had good access to the road, and they were kind of farther away from the town. I might change this in the future or alter it to make it look a little different, I don't know. Right now I just put down these 3 warehouses over on this side, just to make it look like there was a little bit of industry over here. I also I have these water clarifiers, because again, these people that live here are very conscious of the environment, not necessarily for environmental reasons, but more of the religious, trying to protect the volcano and all that kind of reasons. So they don't dump their sewage into the river. They treat it. So I just spent a little time detailing around the water treatment here. I'm not very good at using decals. Here I tried to put a couple down to make it kind of flow with the asphalt road I had. And then I just kind of covered things up with some bushes and grass and stuff. I think it turned out alright. Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely more detailing that I have to go back in and do. And I'm using this forest brush again to try to sprinkle in some more vegetation everywhere. It's very finicky though, because plants don't like to be placed between buildings so close in this game. And then here I put down this little power plant. I'm going to end up deleting it later because it actually causes pollution. Fun fact, polluting near where you treat water is bad because it pollutes the water, and then your citizens drink the polluted water and they get sick. So you'll notice me later. You'll see a couple pop-ups come up like, hey, I'm sick, and then I go and I fix that. But anyway, here I had a little plan. I wanted to extend make our last exit of the circle and extend the more modern part of town over here. So I dragged this road out, and then I had the idea of putting it on the other side of the river, which I think would make sense, right? You have the old side of town on one side of the river, and the new side of town on the other side of the river. Because, you know, like way back when, it was really hard to cross rivers, so they probably just stuck to one side of the river, but, you know, in the good old modern age, you can just build a bridge. I don't really like how it turned out, though. You'll see in a minute, I was just changing the speed limits there to make them, because I thought I was going to get a lot of traffic, and I didn't want them to go through the old town, so I tried to raise the speed limits to try to redirect them to this new part of town. But I just put down a couple of office buildings, so they would have some more jobs, and I actually, I downloaded this mod. You can put services, like, they're basically invisible, and you can make any building into like a service building, so I plopped this little university block inside of one of these office buildings to make it look like a university. Yeah, there you go. Just did that. And I was thinking about expanding this side of town even more, but these buildings are just too big for, I think, what the final town is gonna really look like. I don't know. It just seems a little too urban, and this is supposed to be a really small town. I mean, this is the biggest town in the region, but this region is like, it's very sparsely populated, so I didn't want to have it be too urban, so I just left it there. I don't know, I'm gonna go back to it, and we're back doing more parking lots. So yeah, I don't know, I'm gonna mess around with it, putting as many offices in as I can, but we'll see how it goes. But these parking lots, my strategy with these parking lots was I just, in a bigger block where there's a lot of empty space, I just try to pull in a little road, try to delete as few buildings, if possible, no buildings, and then I make little paths so it looks like that. Yeah, here you can see those little like gravel paths from people's back doors to this parking lot. So it's kind of like a community driveway, if you will. I don't know. The town I currently live in kind of has a similar situation where there's a lot of really old buildings, and the houses are all on just sidewalks, so you can't even drive down them at all. So all of their driveways are behind the houses. They kind of have these like kind of community driveways in a way, but they're like gravel. They're a lot less, more poorly maintained, I guess you could say. Let's see. Yep, just doing more. And I was trying to put in a lot of trees and stuff to try to fill in the area. Because, you know, I'm not the best at detailing, but I haven't done too much quite yet. I'm going to go back. I think next episode is going to be purely a detailing episode of just, you know, putting down bushes and picnic tables and fences. And then in the circle here, I wanted this to be kind of more groomed kind of vegetation. But anyway, that's going to be the end of this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. We have some cinematics. These are a little bit longer. I made a couple mistakes, and I ran out of memory, so I couldn't take too many tries, but hopefully next time it'll be better. But either way, I hope you guys enjoy the cinematics, and I will see you in the next episode.